Where do we stand on that at the moment?
Well, we're in the middle of a bidding war, or at least a bidding war that is trying to be generated by the Glazers. And make no mistake, the club is for sale, and they are trying to drum up and drive up the price. That's what's going on. And all these sort of conflicting messages about, oh, is there a deadline? Is there not a deadline? Has someone met the deadline? Have they not met the deadline? Or maybe they don't want to sell it. Oh, they might do. Or maybe they'll sell a stake. Maybe they won't. All of this is just a game. It's all a ploy to try and drive up the price. The fact of the matter is that they want $6 billion, which if you talk to most people in football who deal with these kind of big club sales will say that that is an inflated price. And the only way you get anywhere near it is if you get a state-owned backer, and obviously there's a Qatari bid involved here, excited enough to start paying, you know, the going rate, the talking shop for the club. And, you know, I think most of the serious, credible alternatives, people like Jim Ratcliffe, I know that Elliott Management are talking about trying to take a stake in the club. They obviously had ownership of AC Milan for a while. Anyone who's got a background in football and football ownership knows that Manchester United at the moment is not worth six billion. You know, Chelsea went for 2.5 plus a 1.75 billion guarantee that they would redevelop the stadium. Old Trafford doesn't necessarily need knocking down, but it needs a huge amount of work being done to it. And there are people, there are architects, there are schools of thought that say, actually, maybe it does need knocking down and rebuilding. The training ground, Carrington, is a long way behind some of the contemporary Premier League clubs. So there's an awful lot of money that needs to be spent on the infrastructure, let alone the squad and the playing staff to get them up to compete with Manchester City. So they're not worth $6 billion. What is going on here is trying to drive the price up and really, really get somebody to stick their head above the parapet and say, well, actually, maybe we'll go to 5, maybe we'll go to 5.25, maybe we'll go to 5.5. And then it's FOMO, it's fear of missing out. And the other parties who are interested maybe say, well, actually, hang on a minute, if they're going to say it, well, maybe we'll go to it. That's what's going on at the moment. It's cat and mouse, and nobody wants to commit the figure that the Glazers have put on the club to force a quick sale.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.